Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to pick up where I left off. So I was speaking about the relationship between Russia and Ukraine from what I have learned, and I want to share this with my subscribers and my viewers. I count it a blessing to be able to be educated and to be able to find information very readily and easily in the days, times, and with technology. I also want to say be careful because there are a lot of information. There is a lot of information that may not be true and that may not be accurate. And that is why we have to search to know the truth. And the truth will make you free. So with that being said, the Ukrainians have been freed from 1991 this time, and they are willing to lay down their lives because once you have been set free, I would compare it to African Americans in America being free from slavery. Going back into slavery? No. African Americans, I feel, would be willing to lay down their lives to preserve their freedom from the things that have been fought and the bloodshed that our ancestors have fought for. But I want to make a special note of this. The citizens of Ukraine and Russia are brother nations. A lot of them are kindred people and friends. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having to be part of a military and to go into a land next door where you have relatives and you have family and you have to be at war? Can you imagine that? My God, we need to be praying. And we need to understand how this is not just about countries overseas. This is about our world, and this is a global thing that is happening, and how quickly it can escalate and change the face of the world. So these things I want you to do. I want to give you some homework. I want you to research the videos that I shared in the previous video. Doug Batchelor's Friday Night Live from last night on amazingfacts.com or on YouTube under Doug Batchelor. I want you to listen to this channel on YouTube. It's pronounced W-I-O-N, Wion. And there are a lot of videos that give factual and dates and times about historical events between Ukraine and Russia. And that's where I have gotten a lot of my information. The last things I want to tell you are to please pay important attention to these terms. NATO. What is NATO? NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The United States is a part of NATO. It started with 12 countries, and the United States is a part of NATO. NATO is now taking a role and playing a part of what is happening. And there is, if you watch the news, you will see that our president has, and other countries are issuing sanctions, okay? The EU stands for European Union. Now, the NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is a military alliance. It started with 12 countries. It's now about 30 countries. Well, Ukraine wants to join. There are people in Ukraine that want to join the EU and people in Ukraine that want to join NATO. But the historical connection between Ukraine and Russia was forced, okay? They were both a part of the USSR at one point. So pay attention to these events. World War I was July 28, 1914 to November 11, 1918. It lasted for 4 years. World War II lasted 60 years from 1939 to 1945. The Cold War began in 1945 and it lasted to 1991. Special note, 1991. It began after the surrender of Nazi Germany, when the uneasy alliance between the US and Great Britain on one hand and the Soviet Union on the other hand started to fall apart. In 1991, Crimea and Ukraine became independent. In 2014, Russia began seizing Crimea. Crimea was the home to the Russian military bases, okay? Before Russia began to seize it, it was the home to the Russian military bases. Pay special attention when you watch the video titled the source is Wion on YouTube, W-I-O-N, and it's titled Explain the Russian-Ukraine Crisis. Pay special attention to the Budapest Agreement. Pay special attention to who Viktor Yanukovych was. Pay special attention to the fact that Ukraine housed most of the nuclear arsenal. Pay special attention to what Euromaidan was. And in 1954, Nikita Khrushchev, he transferred Crimea from Russia to Ukraine. So it once belonged to Russia, but it was transferred to Ukraine in 1954 by Nikita Khrushchev. Pay attention, on the 16th of March 2014, Crimea voted to be part of Russia, so it is said. And also you have to realize that in certain countries, they don't have the freedom to protest. They are governed, certain places are governed with rulers who govern with an iron fist, and they don't have the freedoms that we have in certain other places right now. And also the media is controlled. So what is being told through the media is propaganda. Pay attention to July 17, 2014. A flight was shot down carrying 298 passengers. Pay attention to the Minsk Agreements, M-I-N-S-K-E, of 2014, which remain unimplemented to this day. And know that there are 44 million people in Ukraine. And in Russia, there are 144 million people. But in Ukraine, the gross domestic product is $155.6 billion. And the Ukraine has a square kilometers of 603 1,550. I hope this video helps you.